So here's an absolutely beautiful Cade aquarium, lit with some LED Razor Maxspect lights. Now it's getting a little bit of light brown algae, which is a diatom algae, which is pretty much the result of silicates in tap water. So if he stops using tap water for top-ups and starts using RO water, the silicates will stop being introduced to the tank, and therefore the diatom should stop growing. So that should make a major difference. Now he started populating it with corals. We've got some zoos there that look very happy. So he's got the zoos right at the top. If he starts getting stuck for space to position corals, the zoos can go further down in the aquarium because the zoos don't need a lot of light. Then he's got a Hydenopora who would be quite happy there. Then he's got a Cataphilia that's quite happy there. Then he's got like a Leptorus that would be quite happy there. But then he's got a Duncanopsomnius which is facing the wrong way. So that really needs to be repositioned, possibly so maybe it's jutting out this way, so its polyps have got more chance of facing the light. So I'd be turning that one upside down. And this guy, he looks okay, but I'd be trying to maneuver him round that way a little bit too, just so once again he's just getting more exposure to the light. Like all in all, the corals look really good. So besides him, I think the rest they look excellent. So you've got tons of room for more corals, of course. And then the other thing you may want to consider at some point is the whole swim through the back thing is cool, but it really limits your ability to put corals. So if you actually put like a rock going up that way, and over there a rock going up that way, and then start leaning your rocks against the back wall, then you can start creating this sort of gradient, and that way, instead of just having corals along the ridge at the top here, you can then start to put corals layered, because they're all going to get access to the light. Whereas, but I mean, it's nice to change things over time anyway, so this actually looks quite nice the way it is. You've got some really nice gullies running through the centre. And one of the keys of an aquarium is to set it up and enjoy it, and then change it. Because I'm really not a fan of having the same setup for too long, because like I'd probably leave it there for maybe 3 to 6 months, and then change the rocks around a little bit for your own interest. So the next thing I'd be looking at doing is adding some extra rock, and then getting a gradient like that, and that's going to allow you a much better photosynthetic surface area for more coral growth. So let's see what's going on down here. Okay, so the water's coming down, it's going through there, then past some polyfilter, then past some marine pure balls, then return pump over there, and here's good old Costa silencer at the back there. So all in all, it's running nice and quietly. I mean, all in all, it looks really good. And is that the only water flow you've got? No, you've got a big pump on the back as well. Like a vortex or something. No problem. Fish all look happy and healthy. Maybe a bit skinny. Do you reckon you can feed them up a bit more? Yeah. Some of your fish are just a little bit skinny. Okay. Yeah, so I'd feed them a bit more regularly. Maybe feed them a bit more. That's probably my only comment. Maybe turn a couple of those corals around and feed your fish a bit more. Other than that, the actual impact of the tank is really good. It looks pretty awesome. It's a pretty smick display, as only Cade can deliver. It's just an architecturally perfect tank. I mean, if you sat a cheap tank next to this, the presence of this tank is just really something. You pay for quality, but worth it. Now that's a quality looking fish tank. Put a little comment down the bottom and tell us what you think.